needed that moment. I know he needed that moment. He played amazing all night. Typical Draymond type of game where you look at the stat. If you didn't watch the game, you look at the stat sheet, you'd probably be like ho-hum. But if you watch the game, you understand his impact. And then to finish it off like that, me setting the screen, switching roles, me setting the screen for him getting up, dunking it, and getting the crowd going. And he didn't ask me about using the night beforehand. So his night to shine.
You love it. Definition of strength in numbers. The Warriors use their 13th different starting lineup. That's tied for the third most in the NBA, behind the injury-riddled Pelicans and the 76ers. So, Marc, I was in the building for the first game.
Yeah.
You were in the building for the second game. What have the Warriors truly found? Oh, did I miss you?
I mean, I was there.
Oh, so you were low-key.
Busy,
you were incognito.
Shaking hands and kissing babies. I saw you.
But, okay, then how about this? What was the intel you gathered from the Warriors in this starting lineup?
Well, first of all, they went from strength in numbers to those numbers ain't strengths to now they're like musical chairs. And Steve Kerr is in the most interesting spot, I think, coaching spot of his career where he's just got to evolve and change per game. As you saw on this graphic, this is another different starting lineup. The Warriors go to Houston. I don't think even Steve Kerr knows who he's going to start yet against Houston. And they're going game by game. Does this work long term? Hey, look, they're 14-9. They're in the cup, yes.
But that could be a blessing and a curse using so many different starting lineups.
Yeah, I mean, look, the biggest takeaway for me this weekend is that they started Jonathan Kuminga. They decided they're going to ride him and they're going to put him in the position to answer. Can he be the next star for them? Can he be a star alongside Steph Curry? Can he create enough offense for them? And if they give him a longer runway, if they start him and they play him and they feature him, can he be that guy? Because he's obviously, they had discussions with him about a long-term extension in the offseason. That didn't get done. He's in a you got to earn it kind of year. And if he doesn't earn it, then what do? They let him get to restricted free agency, or do they continue to revisit him on the trade market? I know the owner, Joe Lacob, loves Kuminga, does not want to trade him, but his name always comes up when teams come calling for the Warriors. And if, as Sham said, if they're looking to add a star, that's the player they're going to call about.
Well, and I think the X factor, too, a little bit is Buddy Hield. I think what we've seen from him, 12-3 in games, he scores 10 or more points. So when Buddy gets it going, like we saw in the Minnesota game, that's good things for Golden State. But if we're talking baseball analogy, you never have enough good starting pitching, right? And I think you lose Melton. We saw no Andrew Wiggins, no Moses Moody here. There's still enough depth for this Golden State
Well,
team.
the thing with Buddy is when you play him and he knows that he's going to have a longer runway, he's going to start, he's going to get minutes. So, you know, with shooters, it's hard when you go into a game and you're going to get 4 minutes.
Yeah, to really make it work really quickly. But, y'all, it wasn't just like Draymond's play that had the whole arena buzzing. It was also the news that you mentioned, because this weekend, Shams Charania reported that the Warriors are looking for a star. So, Marc, do you think that's the best path forward?
It sounds good. But it's definitely easier said than done. I'm hearing that the Warriors are kind of looking more into replacing Melton right now, the shooting guard that they lost for the season that they, need to still replace, than finding a star. I think it's evident that they need a star, but man, these stars cost a lot, and it's easier said than done.
Bobby, do you have a machine to crank up?
We do. We have the trade machine out right now, and I'm going to show you trying to chase that superstar, just kind of how difficult it is right now, and we're going to highlight Golden State, and this is hypothetical, okay? Make sure it's hypothetical. And when we're looking at a team like the Miami Heat, remember the apron rules. Both teams cannot take back more money. So it's almost like a Rubik's Cube. It works on one side, it doesn't on the other. So when you're looking at a player like Jimmy Butler, makes $48.8 million, you basically have to stack all these contracts. When you're looking at players like Andrew Wiggins, we can put that DeAnthony Melton contract in. Brandon Podziemski, for example, just some names we're throwing out there. That's just 3 players to get Jimmy Butler, and that does not work. You're basically going to have to add more players. So in a hypothetical Jimmy Butler trade, you're basically trading out 5 players to get 1. I think, Chiney, for Golden State, singles. Do what Dallas did the last couple of years. They traded 3 first-round picks for Kyrie Irving, Daniel Gafford, and P.J. Washington. That's the approach to take
Keep
there.
the baseball analogies going. It's that red that scares me, that tax option. But, y'all, I told y'all it was a big weekend for Golden State, the entire state, because let's head south to SoCal, where LeBron James, he sat out the first game of the season, which we know his goal was to play all 82. So here we go, LeBron James taking on the Blazers at home. No LeBron for the first time this season, but it was totally warranted. It was totally warranted because if we flash back to Friday versus the Hawks, do you guys remember?
Yep.
Lakers went into OT versus the Hawks. Lakers were up, oh my goodness. Come on. Okay, you get the steal.
Yep.
LeBron James, 39 years, 342
We're counting the days.
I can't believe we're counting down to the minutes played at that moment. But these type of plays earn you some rest. He's almost 40, y'all, and he's still doing it. But the block was to no avail. Hawks down one. Boom. Trae Young gets it back, hits a three. Trae, ice cold Hawks win the game. LeBron had 39, 10, and 11, though, so he got some rest. Now back to Sunday, though. They got back in action. Rui Hachimura takes it to the cup. Much to the liking, you'll like this, Bobby. Shohei Ohtani and his wife, Tanaka. Now in the third quarter, Lakers up 10. D'Lo, Dalton Connect.
You know what? He's giving them some good buckets off the bench now. I like that role for him.
He will, and it's nice to see them bounce back. Hello, Mr. Anthony Davis.
Is anybody going to try to play defense or pretend to at least on that?
And one side, he had 30 and 11 rebounds. Why? When he's like playing like that. Fourth quarter, though, Lakers up. Ooh, the yank back. D'Lo finishes with 28 points and 14 assists as the Lakers win 107-98.
Bronny got in.
LeBron is on pace for his fourth season playing 35 minutes or more after turning 37, which would pass Karl Malone for the most such seasons in NBA history. Now, 82 games is out for LeBron. Ramona, was that a hard choice for the Lakers to make?
It's not for the Lakers. It's more for LeBron, okay? For the Lakers, I think J.J. Redick just flat out said it. I mean, I'm not sure playing 82 games is in his best interest or our best interest a couple of games ago. But LeBron wanted to play 82 games because he thinks it sets a tone for the team. He thinks it sets a tone for him. But I think he was dinged up after the Atlanta game, from what I'm told. And there was a couple of plays, especially the last play of regulation, where he took a really hard fall. And so it wasn't as hard to convince him to sit this one out because they don't have another game till Friday now. So now you get an extended rest after that long road trip. And he really hasn't stopped playing since the Olympics.
And speaking of that Atlanta game, LeBron played 43 minutes on Friday.
Yep.
That was a season high. So, Marc, how should they manage his minutes moving forward?
Coach JJ, I'm talking to you, Coach JJ. It's time to lower the man's minute, man. He's 40.
It's not up to JJ.
Can I finish? It's your turn. Let me get my turn. Look, Stephen Curry, who's a couple years younger than him, is playing 30 minutes a game, playing at a high level. I know Michael Jordan played 37 minutes a game when he's 39, but lower his minutes and you'll have better production and less injury prone.
I think I'm going to steal a page of what Philadelphia is probably going to be doing with Joel Embiid. I think it gets to a point where maybe you have to sacrifice some games here when we look at it from a rest standpoint as far as resting LeBron James. And I know people in that Lakers organization don't want to hear that right now, but I think that's how you probably manage it the most. I just look at it, if you're going to play him 30 minutes a night, I don't think this team is good enough to sustain it.
Exactly.
You look at their roster, they have basically 8 playable guys right now. When they had a bunch of 2As last night and Bronny was playing here, they need to get Austin Reeves back. We don't know when Jared Vanderbilt's going to get back here. So for me, it's kind of managing more games than minutes.
Is that on Rob Pelinka?
No, to me, the biggest question is...
We have another segment?
Can they afford to rest LeBron? Right now, I don't think the answer is yes. But I'm glad he did get a day because he will bounce back, as we have all seen.